Don't you love it when politicians like Hillary Clinton and Michael Bloomberg pontificate about the evils of guns while their armed security scans the crowd for threats? The truth is, gun control is for the rich and elite, those who are already well protected. Since they don't personally feel the need for a firearm, they don't understand the plight of Americans who have to live in violent, crime-infected areas and can't afford high-tech security measures, let alone bodyguards. Or maybe they do understand, but they don't care. Which is why the Second Amendment applies to all of us in the first place. So the lives of average citizens never depend on the generosity of the elite.
There's a certain irony in that the majority of the politicians and the public figures who are hell-bent on either restricting or completely abolishing the Second Amendment themselves enjoy armed security.
So wasn't it Charlie Rangel who said, I deserve and my colleagues in Congress deserve armed protection, but my constituents don't necessarily deserve it?
Well, law-abiding citizens just shouldn't have to carry a gun. You know that, so you're not going to push me in that direction.
But you're protected by guns all over the place here in the Capitol.
Well, that's a little different. I think we need to be protected down here.
Once they make that sort of argument, they've made clear, in their mind, their lives are worth protecting, and the only justification they need is the power of political office.
If you really believe in gun control, you should be willing to put a sign up in your window. It says gun-free zone at your house and your congressional office, your mansion in Hollywood.
When we implement these gun control laws, who's not going to have to abide by them? When they ban assault weapons, are they banning them from police officers? Are they banning them from security people? Are they banning them from security personnel? They're not. Who's in a position to hire these people with these guns? These elite individuals.
So I got a gun, yeah.
You feel funny with it around?
Yeah, I don't think that I have enough security where I don't, need to worry about that.
And to me, that is the most disgusting component about this gun debate. Above all else, is the idea that you have a group of people who aren't even going to abide by these same laws, trying to inflict and instill these same laws on everybody else. Like, you are not the majority of America. Like, there's a whole middle America who does not live like this.
I don't begrudge them for even having armed security, so long as they don't argue that I can't have armed security. Their armed security might be a guy from a firm that they hire. My armed security is myself.
In fact, there is an even deeper irony, and that is that the same politicians who raise a fuss if a voter has to pick up a $7 ID card are entirely happy to burden poor Americans, more vulnerable Americans, with all sorts of fees and expensive and time-consuming processes before they can get their hands on a firearm.
If you have to pay hundreds of dollars in fees to simply apply to get permission to own a firearm, and that money doesn't come back if you get rejected, and you can get rejected for no reason whatsoever, what's the result going to be? Most people aren't going to bother forking over hundreds of dollars just to be told, no, you can't own a gun.
These ideas of, bullet taxes and increasing paperwork to exercise your Second Amendment rights. Look, that's not going to affect a trial lawyer like me. I'm going to pay what I have to pay. I'm going to do what I have to do. But what if you're somebody, who's not a lawyer? What if you're somebody who's just getting by?
Poor people want to live their own lives with dignity and in control of their lives just like anybody else. And taking from somebody who doesn't have much money the ability to defend themselves is criminal.
That's not how rights work in free countries. That's not how rights work in the United States, and nor should it ever be.
Look, it's not the connected that are ever left out. It's the disconnected. It's the disenfranchised. It's these people who deserve the right to protect themselves. They're the ones who need the protection.
It doesn't say the right of the property owner to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The right of the rich guy to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It is the right of the people. So yes, it applies to all of us.
It doesn't surprise me when someone who has grown up in a safe, affluent environment can't understand the point of owning a gun. Thank God our freedom doesn't rest in the hands of their ignorant, uninformed opinions.